What's up? Back with another Splat Picks, episode 13, lucky number 13. Covering a little NBA playoffs and one UFL game into March Madness, but we're coming up big NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We'll cover that next week. No Drew tonight. He's enjoying himself at prom. We have Jack, though, and we got our two guest pickers, Stone Haraway and Houston Warren. So, Stone, start us out. Tell us a little about yourself.
I'm Stone, and I go to Jackson Academy. I play soccer, basketball, baseball, football, and I run track. And in my free time, I usually like to fish.
Yeah, big athlete right there. And Houston, so you got that Splat merch on. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Go cop yourself one. It's a great quality on the shirt. But anyway, I'm Houston Warren. Play basketball, soccer, not football anymore, but I love the NBA. I like watching sports. What I like to do in my free time, like playing Xbox, playing 2K with my Brooklyn Nets. You already know we're trash, but we make it happen. But yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, let's get into our first thing. NBA playoffs, round one. And let's start with the Thunder, one-seeded Thunder against the winner of the Pelicans versus Kings. At the time of us recording, I believe the score is 93-77 Pelicans. So I think we can just assume it's Pelicans. Houston, since you're the NBA expert, start us out.
All right. As any wise man would do, we're taking the one-seed Thunder over the Pelicans. I just see Chet Holmgren. Zion's not all that. He's not going to be dunking all over him. And I already know Shea's going to be locking up. He's going to be greening up from three. And even with Jalen Williams as a third option, that's an unstoppable team off the rip and playing the Pelicans. And they've already had all of these games in the play-in. They're probably already getting tired, And Thunder going to be fresh. No match. Thunder sweeping 4-0.
Wow. Bold take. No, I liked what you said about Chet and SGA. Both have been proven to be huge this season. SGA was MVP performance, and Chet coming off that injury from last season. But Zion, he might be out. I mean, he got injured that first playing game.
He did.
I mean, he's probably is going to be out, and they're going to be tired. I don't see how you don't take, even though this team is a young team, they have the coach of the year. I don't see them going very far in the playoffs, but they should easily win this game. And the Thunder are the third highest scoring team, scoring 120.1 points per game, which is insane for how young this team is. And it's the youngest team ever to receive the one seed. So I'll take Thunder. I think this is a very easy pick. Jack.
I got the Thunder. I kind of want to go off what he said about how the Pelicans and Kings, whoever wins, probably the Pelicans, are already going to be kind of tired because they already played a game. That's pretty big in the NHL, kind of like if you just played a game and the other team's kind of rested, they're pretty much going to win. So that's why I got to go with the one seed.
Yeah, Stan finishes out.
I got Thunder too. I like Shea and I like Chet. And with Zion questionable, I just think Pelicans will not be able to compete.
Yeah, good. So Thunder taking the clean sweep from our picks. Anyway, on to the next game. Nuggets versus Lakers. Rematch of the Western Conference Finals from this year. And Stone, you were just talking. Why don't you start us out with this one?
Yeah, I got the Nuggets. The Lakers have just been kind of dominated. And the Nuggets, they got a real experienced lineup, so I think they're going to take this one home pretty easily.
Jack?
I'm picking the Nuggets just because of Jokic. I don't know much about basketball really, but Jokic is obviously a star that I know of. Lakers, they have LeBron and AD, but I think Jokic is just going to dominate. So that's why I got him.
Yeah, hard to argue with Jokic, but I really think Jamal Murray has to step up. We saw him last year. He had 30 points in the first half of Game 3 last year, which was huge. It's really about which bench will play better because, obviously both teams have good depth. D'Lo's got to make threes. I don't see how they can win without him making threes. And can Gabe Vincent guard Jamal Murray? I'm not sure. While the Lakers have looked pretty terrible against the Nuggets these past few years in the playoffs, I think they'll win one or two. But I don't see how this Nuggets team loses in the first round. Best case scenario is this for the Lakers, and I still don't see them getting out. They're playing fully rested against the Nuggets team, unlike previous years. But I don't see how an older LeBron, even though he's still dominant, and AD are stopping Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. See, my take on this is I see the Nuggets as a 2 seed, and like you automatically think like, oh, it's a 2 seed, but like this Western Conference is just like so stacked. Like you can't look at the seeds, you gotta look at the teams. Like we remember the Lakers making a crazy run last year. Like I could see it happening. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but like I'm taking the Nuggets, but I would not be surprised at the slightest if the Lakers ended up beating them and going far in the playoffs.
No, that's a good take because this Western Conference is just stacked with team after team. And even the Warriors, Kings, Pelicans, all of them that were in the play-in, even all of them were just unbelievably talented this season. So really, I think any one of these teams can make a push for the Western Conference Finals and the championship. And Timberwolves versus Suns. The Suns, a team that made the championship just a few years ago, but have completely overhauled that roster. And Timberwolves team, MVP candidate Ant on it. Jack, why don't you start us out with this one?
Give me the Suns. I think Durant is probably gonna. I think he's gonna have to carry for this series, but I think they're gonna get it done just because of Durant. I think the spread for this first game is 1.5. I don't think this is going to be like a sweep. This is going to be a really close series, probably more like a 3-4 type deal, going down to game 7. But I think the Suns get it done.
Yeah, no, I like that take with KD because I'm looking at the lineups, and I mean the Suns are going to start Beal, D-Book, Grayson Allen, KD, and Nurkic, and I don't know who like. You're probably going to have Ant on D-Book, Ant and McDaniels on D-Book, swapping times of that. Mike Conley on Bradley Beal. And then you're stuck with Gobert and Cat, and one of them can get Nurkic, but what's the other one supposed to do? I mean, is he going to be a floater? Like you're going to have either Grayson Allen or D-Book or Kevin Durant who can all three shoot. One of those three is going to be an open option, and they shoot the ball so effectively. And we've seen how the Suns have taken control of these matchups. I mean, they're 3-0 against the Timberwolves this season, winning by an average of 15.6 points. I mean, that is insane. I mean, this Wolves team almost was a 1 seed, but the Suns got such a great matchup. I don't know how you can't take this Suns team. I mean, Bradley Beal had 36, D-Book had 23, Grayson Allen had 20, KD had 15, and Nurkic had 5 steals to the team's 13 last time they played, which was just a game ago. This Suns team should, I don't want to say easily win, but they'll easily win. Houston.
See, we all saw the Timberwolves have an amazing regular season, but can Anthony Edwards, the real question is, can Anthony Edwards like live up to this hype? Like I remember maybe 1 or 2 years ago, they got sent home off of that buzzer beater he missed. Like obviously it's there in him, but I don't know if it's like going to be this early in his career, especially against like veterans like Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, and alongside like with Devin Booker. Like that's just like you said, you cannot guard them. Like it's going to be somebody like it's going to be a mismatch. I see the Suns taking this in maybe 7 games. I think it's going to a 7-game series.
Yeah, I like that. Stone?
I mean, the Suns are a really good team. I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of D-Book. But, I mean, I got Minnesota here. I mean, Anthony Edwards, he's just a beast. And, I mean, I think the Timberwolves defense are just going to lock him down.
Wow. You're the only one taking the Timberwolves. It's a bold pick, but, I mean, hey, they're the 3 seed for a reason. Last game in the Western Conference Finals, we have a 4v5 with the Clippers versus the Mavericks. Who wants to start us out with this one?
I would like to.
All right.
Because I'm a big James Harden fan. Prime James Harden is my greatest of all time. I want to see him win a championship, but as soon as I figured out that the likeliness of the Mavs and the Clippers playing was like very high, kind of got scared because like I saw the stat. Luka is first in the NBA in first half points, and Kyrie is second. And Kyrie is first and second half scoring. When you have the leading scorer in the first half and in the second half on your team, I mean, what else can you do? And we've seen like this Clippers team's like getting old. I don't know if the Mavericks make it stretch it to a 6 to 7 game series, I don't think the Clippers are going to go far because they're just old, and I don't know if they're going to make it through all this. But I would like to see the Clippers go there, but I think the Mavericks are going to take it in 7. I just see Luka with his young legs and all that, and he's insane. You can't stop him.
Yeah, another MVP candidate in Luka. I mean, they last matched up in 2021 in the playoffs, and the Clippers beat them. And I've liked what the Clippers have done with Russell Westbrook and some of these other vets. I feel like they use Russ really well, especially compared to how the Lakers used him. But, I mean, since the All-Star break and since the trade deadline, this Mavs team has been the hottest team in the West. No one can beat them. They're playing lights out on the offense and the defensive side. We're finally seeing what Kyrie and Luka was supposed to be. This is what Mark Cuban dreamed of, is them finally meshing. They picked up a couple great guys at the trade deadline and got rid of the locker room cancer, Robert Williams. But James Harden has only been averaging 15 points per game since the All-Star break. And you have Kawhi out. Kawhi's your main guy on defense. Yet Harden, who's been playing lackluster, I'm not too confident in this Clippers team as much as I'd want to be. But I think they'll lose this playoff series and just move into the offseason with that new stadium. And I'm taking the Mavs as the 5 seed. I really like them. They're a good team, well-rounded, have a mix of vets and some younger guys. And I think they can make a deep run in this playoffs. Jack?
I'm picking the Mavs because, I mean, how do you guard Luka with his ability to pass it to his entire team? He's not just a point scorer. He can get the assists. He can get the rebounds. So I think Luka's just going to dominate this game as well. Just how who did I say last game was going to
KD.
Jokic. No, Jokic is going to dominate. Both MVP caliber players right here. Obviously, Jokic is more kind of point space as well, but Luka can get these assists. I see the Mavs winning just because of Luka.
Yeah. Sten?
Yeah, I got the Mavs as well. I mean, Luka and Kyrie, they kind of struggled at the start, but I mean, they're really coming around and they're looking like they're going to be a good duo. So, I mean, I think they're going to be hard to stop. So, I got Mavs.
Yeah, and I think one of the coolest things we see, I think, every year from Kyrie is quote-unquote Ramadan Kyrie when it's the Islamic month of Ramadan, I believe, and he just plays electric. It is so much fun to watch Ramadan Kyrie. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but when it's Ramadan, Kyrie is going to play electric basketball. So much fun. Anyway, let's head over to the Eastern Conference, starting with the 1v8, the Celtics versus the Heat. Stone, start us out with this one.
Yeah, I got the Celtics on this one. I mean, they've been pretty dominant all year. I mean, they do have a lot of pressure on them going into this series, but I mean, the Heat. Jimmy Butler is kind of questionable, so I'm thinking the Celtics are taking this.
Yeah, good stuff. Jack?
I don't even know why we're covering this. The Celtics are just going to win, obviously. The spread on this is 13.5 in game 1. I mean, that's crazy. The money line is 1,200, so I mean, it's not even a competition at this point. Celtics are winning.
I didn't know that. Nice to know. I was going to go with Celtics anyway. Tatum's playing good. Brown's playing fine with that right hand since he has no left hand. But Peyton Pickard or whatever, he's been, really a breakout player this season. And you got Drew Holiday to help with the defensive side of things, and you got Porzingis in the paint. Overall, just an excellent team. And then you have Jimmy Butler possibly being out. How are the Heat supposed to win without playoff Jimmy? So I see the Celtics team probably sweeping. If we're being honest, they'll probably sweep. And I think they'll make a deep run for the city of Boston. Houston?
So I did want to say something about Ramadan Kyrie.
All right.
I remember seeing against the Nuggets, against the 1 seed, the Nuggets. I remember seeing it in the regular season, that left-handed floater for the game winner. That's just, as you were saying, it's insane. I just wanted to point that out. That Kyrie's another Kyrie.
It's a different breed of Kyrie. I don't know how to explain it.
All right, but I'm on pick for this Celtics Heat. Oh, wait, what were you saying?
Quit yapping about Kyrie. Let's get the picks in.
Okay. See, last summer we saw the Heat almost come back from a 3-0 deficit against the Celtics, but Celtics hung on to it barely. But I just don't see the Heat doing it this year. I think like they had that little spark in them, but I just don't see it coming around this year for them. I don't think the Heat are going to take a game from them. I got Celtics sweeping.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's roll into the
quick question. Do you guys think Heat are going to cover the spread 13.5?
If Butler is healthy, they'll cover. Butler out, absolutely not.
Yeah, if Butler's not playing, they're not covering.
All right, so you think Hero can't get it done?
No.
Hero's good, but remember, it's the Celtics. Like, it's the Boston Celtics who've been dominant all season. They always crumble in the playoffs, but I don't see them crumbling first round.
And Derek White on defense, he's just put him on second team all defense. So
bald guy, yeah, he's fun. He's good.
Yeah.
He was good last playoffs. Yeah. Anyway, Knicks versus 76ers. Who wants to start us?
Can I start us?
Start us.
All right. Embiid was out almost half of the year with his knee. So people are doubting them for being a 7 seed. They ran through the play-in pretty easily with young Tyrese Maxey. His stats jumped insanely. I've not seen anything like it. He is improved like I've never seen anything like that. With him and Joel Embiid as a 7 seed, and I saw a stat, Embiid, when he came back this year about 6 games ago, they haven't lost with them, so I don't see him losing right now either. I'm taking them over the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, this Knicks team is good. I don't want to discredit them. Jalen Brunson has been playing good basketball. Julius Randle's on the older side. Haven't heard much about him recently. He's just kind of gotten quiet, I guess, in the media. So they're a good team. They play in Madison Square Garden, probably the best home court advantage in the league. Maybe TD Gardens for the Celtics, but Madison Square Garden will be electric. But the 76ers haven't been with Embiid for a while. Like, he's not in any of the races for any of the awards because he's been out so much. But remember, he's still a good player. He's an MVP. Like, he is a good player. So if he stays healthy, once again, if he stays healthy, I don't see who's going to guard Embiid. Who's going to guard him? And with Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Maxey's young and he's good. Like, they have a good team. They have Tobias Harris. They have Baton, who popped off the other night. Was not expecting that one. So they have a good team. I think it's going to be a close series. I think it's going to go to 6 or 7 games. But I'm taking the Sixers on this one. I like Houston's point. They've been without Embiid, so obviously they're going to have a lower seed. I think the seeds are a bit, they kind of lie to you. But I like that. Jack?
I really don't know much about these teams. Obviously, I know Embiid, but the Knicks are a 2 seed. I'm kind of have to just go back to March. I'm just going to pick a 2 seed because it's a 2 seed right here. I don't know much about the Knicks. I think they're a high shooting team. So if they are, I could see them going pretty far also. But I think they'll beat the 76ers.
Yeah, chalk picks. Sten?
Yeah, I got the Knicks as well. I mean, Jalen Brunson, he's been a pretty breakout player this year. And they traded for OG and Anunoby. He's been doing pretty well. So I think Julius Randle may be out, but I don't know. I think the Knicks are going to win it.
Honestly, Julius Randle doesn't matter. Like, he's an old head. He doesn't do much anymore. He hasn't done much since my Atlanta Hawks took him down. I think it was 2021 when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He hasn't done much. He's irrelevant. They need to get rid of that horrible contract of his. Overpaying an old head to do nothing. Anyway, Bucks versus Pacers. This is an interesting one. Stone, start us out.
Yeah, I got the Pacers. They're a really well-rounded team. Giannis, I think he's going to be out for the first couple of games of the season. Of the series. So, Tyrese Halliburton, he's been playing well this season. So, yeah, I think the Pacers are going to close out in probably 6 to 7 games.
Yeah. Jack?
I'm going to go with the Bucks on this one. I think Bucks, I was looking at the money line right here. Bucks are even on the money line. So if we're trying to make money here, which obviously we're kind of like a gambling, informing podcast, I would advise going with the Bucks right here. You got Giannis. Is he injured?
He's questionable for the first few games.
Okay. If Giannis comes back game 2 or 3. I think the Bucks can obviously turn it back around because who's going to guard Giannis? Obviously, if he does not, it's going to go probably Game 7. I think if Giannis comes back, it's probably Game 6. So I have Bucks.
Legally, don't take our gambling advice. We're just a pick show. Don't take our advice legally. On the other hand, I think I'm leaning towards the Pacers. This pick I wasn't sure about before we came and recorded. But oh boy, Tyrese Halliburton, where do I start? What a season for you. You played excellent at the beginning, got to slow down at the end. Not too thrilled about that, but an assist machine will be the assist leader for the 2023-24 season. Played lights out. Their center, Miles Turner, has been an excellent center, especially if Giannis is out. I think they could really take control. If he's out the first 2 games, I think they could take control and they could win those first 2 games, set themselves up good for later in the series, because you win the first 2 in Milwaukee and then you go home for 3 more games, you can afford to lose 1 at home and then you can close out the series in 5 games. But I think Giannis is only out. If he's only out 1 game, I think they could easily come back. And let's not forget about my boy Thanasis. What a player. I mean, bench warrior, getting the claps up, the handshakes, the waters. Overall, locker room presence is what's important. Big locker room guy. I mean, you got a couple other guys on their books. Brooks Lopez, Dame. I mean, obviously can't forget about Dame. But without your cornerstone, Giannis, I think you're screwed.
So I'm taking the Pacers with Giannis being questionable and him questionably not being there for the first couple games. I just see the Pacers pouncing on that and taking control of the series early on and not taking their foot off the pedal. But, if Giannis comes back, it's possible that he changes the series. But I can see Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner taking control down in the paint over Giannis. I can see it. Pascal, he's a pretty good defender. Miles Turner, as you said, he's been stepping up this year. And the Pacers, out of the 5 times they played the Bucks this year, they beat them 4 out of 5 times. So I think Indiana's a great pick here.
Yeah, love Indiana. And our final matchup for the Eastern Conference, Cavs versus Magic. Houston, keep us rolling.
This was a hard pick for me to make, but I like Paolo Banchero and the Magic. I think he's done great with leading the team this year, and I'm pretty sure he led in points, assists, and rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. But, the Cavaliers, with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, they're good. But I can see Orlando Magic making a push here with Paolo and all of Jalen Suggs and all of them rallying behind him. I see them taking down the Cavaliers.
Stone?
Yeah, I think these 2 teams, I think they're pretty underrated. They kind of stay under the radar, not too known, but I like the Magic here. Their defense is just really good. They have a lot of size, and I've always liked Paolo Banchero since he was at Duke. I've been a fan of his.
Jack?
I'm going to go with the Cavs right here. Donovan Mitchell's going to be a dog in this series. He's about to go out there and just drop 30 points per game right here. He's going to get it done, and that's why I got the Cavs.
No disrespect to the Cavs, but this Magic team has flown under the radar. I think it's really disrespectful to Paolo. He's probably the least talked about number 1 overall pick ever. And they have other good weapons with Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Mortis Wagner. They have good pieces, Wendell Carter. And I also like Jonathan Isaac, good locker room guy. And he's also a force on the defensive side of the ball. And so they've flown completely under the radar. They're not talked about at all. They're not a high-scoring team, but they're a good defensive team, and Paolo is probably the X factor for that team. And then the Cavs, in order to be good, it really comes down to Donovan Mitchell and how well he plays. They have decent other guys around him, but I think this Magic team has just flown under the radar for so long. You're going to have a lot of people picking the Cavs when really the Magic have a good shot. Good 6-7 game series right here. Really excited about. Now, let's enter into the new football league, the UFL, combination of the U whatever and the XFL. And we're going to go with the 2 worst teams, the Houston Roughnecks versus the Arlington Renegades. I don't want to start us out. So, Stone, you're going to start us out.
Yeah, I got the Roughnecks here. I mean, I'm not too familiar with all this UFL, but I mean, personally, I'm a Steamboats fan. But I mean, my football coach, Coach Champion, I think he played for the Roughnecks last year, so that's why I'm going with them.
Houston, you're on that same Jackson Academy football team. Who's your pick?
No, I'm going to go with Stone here with the Roughnecks. A Coach Champion, stud coach, stud football player. I don't know if he's still there. I don't know if he's still there or not, but, I'm taking the Roughnecks because you already know one of my favorite cities, Houston. I'm repping it with my name. That's where Harden, guy's MVP. So I'm saying Houston Roughnecks going to take that against the Arlington Renegades.
Jack?
We got to go with the Renegades right here. We did another coin flip. Can never go back on those. 100% so far with the coin flips this season. So I'm going to go with the Renegades.
Let's be honest, both teams suck.
Yep.
Renegades got a cold logo, though. Got to give it to them. It's like the cowboy with the bandana. Nice colors. Cold logo. But from Houston, got to go with the Houston Roughnecks. I don't really know much about the UFL. New destroying. Rest easy. Got hurt like 2 weeks ago. Broke his neck. Feel bad for him. But no, great episode. Glad to have y'all on. Any last remarks, Stone in Houston?
Hail State.
Oh, yeah, Hail State.
Hail State. Hail State.
Hail State and
Jack?
go Brooklyn Nets.
Watch the NFL or NHL playoffs, please.
NHL playoffs.
Start tomorrow. We will be covering that, I think, next week, but please watch that.
Yep, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, a little bit of everything. Get some MLB action, some like spring football, and we're going to have college football right around the corner. Super fun stuff in the sports industry. Even the Olympics, American team came out. But no, Body Armor, I didn't have one this episode, but please, once again, please sponsor us. Jesus loves all of y'all. Thank you, too, for joining us tonight, and have a great night.